Hi there, I'm Heather with Snap Happy Gal Photography. Thanks for joining me for my very first webisode of Snap Happy Edits. I get asked a lot about my process, so today I thought I would walk you through a basic edit in Lightroom before I do finishing touches in Photoshop. I'm sure this is going to be a little bit rough and I hope to get better at it as I go along, so thanks for sticking with me. Let's go. I primarily use Lightroom for global edits, which includes things like color correction, contrast management, and noise reduction. The first thing I do before editing anything else in a photo is to correct the white balance if it needs it. I bring up the white balance tool by pressing W, and then I click something in the photo that I know should be neutral, like the snow. I'm happy with this on the first click, so I hit the W to close out of that tool again. Next, I use Lightroom's auto tone feature, which I then tweak because it almost always clips the black, which you can see how the data is climbing the left-hand side of the histogram. So I bring the blacks up until those are no longer clipping, and then I move on to exposure for general brightness, which often introduces a little bit of clipping in the highlights. So you can bring that down either by dragging the highlight slider or the white slider, whichever you prefer. In this case, I brought down the whites. That takes care of the overall contrast, and now I'm going to add a little bit of punch by adding some clarity. The last step before moving on to Photoshop is noise removal. I always look for noise in the shadows because that's where you're most likely to notice it. So I clicked into the sky, and I always remove the color noise first, which I make evident by dragging the luminance slider all the way up to 100. This smooths out any graininess, and so any noise remaining is a result of the color. Then I drag the color slider up until any weird colors go away. Then I drag the luminance slider back down, and then I inch it up until there's no noise remaining. This will leave me a clean image that I can finish up in Photoshop, including any sharpening that needs to be done. I always like to take a quick look at before and after, which you can do via the / key. It's always good to take a moment to appreciate the difference you've made. Thanks for sticking with me during this first video. Until next time, I hope you do more of what you like and less of what you don't.